And I was like, oh man, that's nuts. It was me though. It was just my voice.
It could have been me.
Of St. John. Good morning. Here we are.
Good morning, Johnson County. Welcome to another edition of JoCo Vibes here on JoCo Community Radio. I'm Tiffany Carlen with Sarah Reeves, aka Red.
Hey.
How you doing this morning?
I am all right and dynamite.
I just have to tell you about my 7:45 a.m. check call that I get from Sarah, who sounds like she's been up for 5 hours and is on a massive amount of caffeine.
I had no caffeine yet.
Well, like I said, I get these calls from you in the morning at 7:45 to see, like, hey, you on track? And I'm like, what have you been doing this morning? You sound very hyped up and awake, which is amazing, by the way.
Well, I mean, I had been laying in bed since I woke up at 5:30. I've been waking up at 5:30 every morning this week, and I'm not really sure why. I feel like maybe there's something happening in my house making noise at 5:30, and I'm okay with that, actually.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. But then I nap until
So you know that
until 7, so I
there's
can nap.
actually a Scottish saying for that. It's not okay. It's like when you wake up in the morning and then you go back to
what
bed.
is that name?
It's Herkle Durkle.
Herkle Durkle. I'm a Herkle Durkler.
So the first time I told Todd about it, now he's like, did you? Yeah, I was slinging, slamming. He couldn't remember like what it was called. I was like, Herkle Durkle. How could you not remember that? It's nearly heard, you know.
Yeah.
So now it's a thing for him. So Herkle Durkling, look it up. It's actually a Scottish saying. It means like it's for like you wake up early in the morning or you just wake up in the morning and then maybe you get up and you pee, maybe you brush your teeth.
I go and get instant breakfast.
And then you go get back in bed and you just kind of, lay around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Herkle Durkling.
Well, if I get up and I get going too early, I get in Elise's way and she's like, ugh, mom's up. I'm like, give you a minute.
She's like, can I just have the bathroom to myself?
Yeah. I'm like, I'll give you a little bit.
Just trying to get my stuff done here, mother.
Yeah.
So that we can leave on time.
And I'm the one that's late in the mornings, not her. She's like way ahead of the game.
It's me too. And that's why Todd takes Maximus to school. And on the days that I take him to school, it's like, it's a race. It's a race out the door. It's a race down Renfro. It's a race,
Yeah, I know.
It's a race all the way to the door when it's my turn. So I try not to make it my turn. I think that's fair enough.
I gave birth to these hoodlums. You get to do the school drop off.
Well, here's what I kind of hold over his head a little bit for that. I so when we first moved back over here from Lubbock, where we were for 9 years, Todd was still going back and forth. We still had a house there. He still had his law practice, and he was, still transferring and kind of, getting things to shift over here. And so he was gone. I mean, all week. He would be gone a week to two weeks at a time, sometimes 3. Like there had been times in there, and this went on for 2 years until things were fully transitioned. And so I was walking Mackenzie to school, like walking her like all the way to the classroom.
Oh gosh.
Well, at Stribling, well, you weren't there. You weren't there yet. They would kind of let you do that already. Still.
Well, yeah, they let us do that. They were too. Whenever Maximus and Elise were in first grade.
Yeah,
but
they cut it off partly.
I didn't do that.
I did it with Maverick. I did it. No, with Maximus, I didn't do it. He didn't want it. He was like, "No,
yeah,
I got
Can
this."
you go?
But with the first 2, I was carrying a baby on my hips and walking Mackenzie all the way to, class almost every day until she just got the hang of it, and she was like, "No, I'm good. I got this." And Maverick, he was probably more the one like, "You're not going to walk me all the way there," and then, oh, that's you. And then Maximus, I mean, they weren't extremely supportive of it at that point.
Right.
They were starting to go on the downhill.
Okay, guys.
Well, I think we were switching. I think we lost our awesome principal at that point.
The redhead guy?
No. We lost Miss Button.
Okay.
Was
Yeah, I
Miss
didn't
Button
have
there?
her.
Yeah, Miss Button was already gone, and we did have a chill guy. Um, the original principal came back. That's the redheaded guy you're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about, who's now passed on.
He's
Eh,
what?
He's passed on.
Like he passed away?
Yeah, he's very well known, and I can't pull the name out of my brain right now at all.
I had no
It'll come to
idea.
me. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And then and then we had somebody else. It's the chick. I can't ever remember her name because
Yeah,
she
and
needed to
I know
go.
her, but I can't remember her name.
She went as fast as she came, and everybody was, I think, very helpful for her. Although I did learn some things afterwards that were a little more disturbing about, things that she had implemented and where those implementations actually came from. So anyway, I mean, whatever. The whole point of the story is, so I use that like, hey, I was single parenting 2 toddlers by myself for about 2 years. And although when Todd, was here, he was, he's all in when he's with the kids. He's just totally all in. So I
Right.
use that as I'm like, I got up for 2 years and now it's been what? He's like, yeah, it's now been like, 13 more years or 15 more years. I'm like, you're just better at it. Let's be real about it. You're better at getting up in the morning than I am. And don't we
You just have to play to your strengths.
I was just gonna say, don't we focus on who has the strengths here? I'm a more of a a night owl, and although I've been working on shifting that for years, and it has somewhat worked. I'm not staying up as late most of the time, but there are times when I'm like, what? It's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
How did it get to 3 a.m? But for the most
One
part,
episode at a time.
yeah, he's Charles in charge in the morning.
Charles in charge of our lives, of our days.
Yeah, that's better. So, it is.
I feel really tall too because that monitor's not here. So I'm like, there's empty space. I'm not trying to compete with this.
Yeah,
Black
it
thing
seems
that's
weird.
right here.
It's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a hot minute. I almost feel like I need to find something that needs to go
Well, I
there
think
now.
we need our schedule still. We still need our schedule.
We're working on
somewhere.
That's
Okay.
going to be.
I'm excited.
That's going to be up there. So we've kind of done some shifting in the studio. If you're a watcher, then you might catch on that we've moved some things around.
That sounds creepy,
right? Well, some people like to watch. Some people just like to listen. That goes back to that. What was that noise clicking thing that we were talking about with Jason last week? When people want to hear every click of your mouth when you're talking.
Oh my God.
Or they like the sound. They like it's auditory, but it's called something, and I can't think of what it's called.
ASMR or
That's
something.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. See,
audio.
That stuff irks me so bad. I'm like, I can't do this. Why are we emphasizing all these sounds?
I have one sound that I really, really like. I don't know if I talked about it on air. I know I told Jason after the show, but I used to use like the tiny little cuticle cutter scissors, and I would trim Todd's mustache. And there's just something about the sound of the crunchiness of the hard whiskers. I mean, I was very, very like, yeah, I would like groom him, like get his mustache like totally
like
perfect.
Sharp scissors on hair like that. Like I can
Yeah. Like, do you
Shears.
ever watch do you ever find yourself getting totally into watching, like the TikTok videos or the reels where someone's cutting someone's hair?
Sometimes, but not very often. But
It's not.
It's just like it's that shear. I understand, like the really sharp shears that
It's
are
just
cutting.
it's crunchy.
Hair. I get that.
It's a crunchy cut on whiskers.
It sounds very
clean.
But
watching of someone cutting someone's hair, you typically can't hear because they've got music going in it. For me, that's like the watching of like, oh, I need to see where. And then I find myself and I'm like, I had to stop myself yesterday because I was like, I don't need to watch this whole video of some chick getting her freaking haircut.
Yeah.
I gotta move on with my day.
Yeah.
Like find something.
I mean, if I'm not gaining any knowledge out of it or something,
I kind of do. I mean, my mom was she was a hairstylist for years, and my My bestie is a hairstylist who does my hair. Lori Moore at the Bombshell. If you need someone,
I
she's
am really
amazing.
tall too now.
And but I've cut my own hair from time to time. Not that they want to hear that.
I pretty much only cut my own hair.
But I tell on myself when I do. But I also cut Debbie's hair.
Oh,
Debbie,
yeah.
my sort of adopted mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she won't go, like my sister asked me once, why doesn't she go to the hairstyle? She goes, because she likes how I cut her hair. And I have to say, I do a good job with my at the time I had some seriously shitty scissors because somebody stole my good ones.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
I found I've purchased several times just some shears, hair cutting shears at the store, and you think that they're okay, but they're not. But then I went to I was at Kroger one day, and it was the beard section. There was like a beard trimming kit or a beard kit,
yeah.
and they had the best shears in there. Those are good ones.
So I actually saw something yesterday where someone was like, "You think I'm cutting your hair with $30 scissors?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "These are $2,000."
Yeah.
Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen that, but I know that they are expensive.
I mean, if you're going to do it, if this is what you do for a
Yeah,
living and you're cutting
sure.
that much hair,
You need a good tool.
yeah. So that costs money. I just want to say that here in Johns County, it's like a beautiful 54 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. You couldn't hear that, could you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. And it's going to get up to like, I think, maybe 72 today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful day.
It's gonna be warm.
It is an absolutely beautiful day outside. I'm very excited about it. Tomorrow it's going to drop down a little bit, high of 60, and it's going to rain. There will be rain like off and on here and there. So
I can't hardly get my lawnmower. I can't hardly mow my yard yet. It's so wet outside. My yard is so moist.
So moist. She said moist. So Maverick, speaking of hair cutting, of lawn mowing, my eldest was he was out there trimming our Renfro property, the acreage, and so when I was driving home from the office last night, I saw him and I'm like, is that Maverick's truck? And then I was looking, I'm like, oh, the lawn's being mowed. This looks good. So I turned in and I was in the Jeep and I drove up onto the grass and I was trying to get his attention. I finally got his attention. He came out and he's like, what's up? I'm like, well, I wasn't sure. I didn't realize it was you at first. And I saw your truck. So I just was going to say hi. He was all right. We'll pop it in, Mom. Tear it up before I get that part of the grass. And so I had a little fun doing some donuts and
in the truck.
No, I was in the Jeep.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were making donuts on your property off of Renfro.
Yeah.
In the Jeep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a little fun.
Yeah.
I had a little fun and then I drove off.
Oh man. Okay. So yesterday we were on our way home and there was this Ford Galaxy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I could not tell you what year model, but it's obviously a classic. And it was red and it had a tan top. It might have been a convertible, but there was, it was this mature man's car. And so we're going down Hidden Creek and it's finally past the school and we're like, yeah, we can like drive again. And we start driving and he like takes off. And I was like, oh yeah, he's like feeling it, like feisty in his classic car. And then we both turn right on Renfro at the light and he like squeals off. And I was like, oh, that made me feel it made my heart happy. I was like, he's getting to drive his classic car. He's probably got memories in that car or a car just like it, from growing up. And that was like, it made my heart happy for him to squeal burn rubber on Renfro. I was like, go you.
Were you like actually racing him?
No, but I was keeping up. I mean, but I was just because I just drive fast. You and I just drive fast. We can't help it.
What?
We were born that way.
This is true. I'm not going to really lie, but I can't lie about it because if you know me, then you know I tend to drive fast, which can be dangerous, folks. And you do want to pass the law.
Be careful,
you want to
guys.
follow the law and, do what you're supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're supposed to do it.
Right. Yeah. And it's appropriate.
Well, for my 50th birthday last year, I wanted to go and drive the race car, and I didn't get to do that because Todd surprised me with the trip. And so I'm not complaining
Right.
whatsoever, but I still want to do it. So I need to, I got to go do it.
Yeah.
I need to get that fix, which I'm not sure that that's actually going to fulfill my fix. I think it's going to,
I was so
I think
mad.
it's going to make it worse.
I know I was like not feeling good the day of that party, but I felt really bad because I was looking forward to it because Rachel and I bonded through text message trying to get ready for that party.
For my 50th?
Yeah, because I was like,
Oh, it was Memorial. That was
So-
Memorial. Like, it was actually Memorial Day weekend.
I was like,
Yeah.
so are there going to be any
Single.
appropriately aged single available bachelors? And she was like, for all parties included, unfortunately, no. It's like, oh man.
Well, I have some disappointing news about our second half. Adam will not be able to join us today. Adam, the fat loss coach, but we'll share all the links on how to get a hold of him. But he's got a severe water leak and they're doing construction
Oh
and
gosh.
things are all going crazy. So we'll miss you this morning, Adam, but we'll see you back here with us next Wednesday. So and we hope all of your leaks are
Well,
fixed.
I'm sure he's having a wet Wednesday.
God, I hope he's listening.
Me too.
I want one of those.
I know. Can I get an amen?
Amen, sister. Amen.
Yes, please. Hey, Utah, give me 2.
Oh my God. Is that a drink? I have to look that up. Is there a drink called Wet Wednesday?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
Google it.
I'm going to look it up.
Put on the goggle.
Isn't that what Google's for?
Anthony, he's listening.
All right. Wait. So his name always comes up Jared.
Yeah. So he told us about it last week when he was here. And so basically his first name is Jared. But
Anthony's
his middle name is Anthony. And he said when he went to tech, he changed his name to Anthony, but then like he wanted to be a new person, right? Like I get that.
Okay.
And then
nude or new?
Probably both.
Okay.
Sure. No one Anthony. So anyway, he went by Anthony, but then he had a bunch of people out there that he already knew and already knew him by Jared. So then he was like, I was like, I resemble that, Sarah Arden Reeves. I'm a Reeves. Arden is my middle name, but I'm legally Sarah Arden now. Anyway, it's a long story, but just I like to confuse people. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why we're becoming friends.
Okay, so there is a drink called the wet cocktail,
and you have to call it a cocktail.
So you serve it in a Collins glass. I'm just reading it, the recipe. You garnish it with a lemon zest twist. And then you're going to shake all the ingredients with ice and strain into glass filled with crushed ice. It has cachaca.
What is cachaca?
I don't know. I'm going to have to.
Is that a type of liquor?
I'm going to say that's probably a liqueur.
Liqueur.
A licacha is, it's in Brazil. It's also marketed under the name canina or little cane, which means distillate of cane. So it must be like a sugar. It must be sugar. It is.
So probably like
sugar
rum.
cane, basically. Yeah, rum. It's a rum. That's actually what it is. Cachaca is rum. It's a type of rum. So that, and then you have Gifford.
That make my cocktail wet.
Gifford orgeat syrup, which is potentially hazardous ingredient. Please see below. That's what it says. Okay, I need to know what that means. I don't know if I want to put a potentially hazardous ingredient into my wet cocktail. You can't make this up. So I'm going to read to you what this is because I'm curious. And I might be saying this name wrong, so you have to forgive me because it's a product of France. So we got Brazil in the house, we got France in the house in our wet cocktail.
Oh,
sugar syrup made from sugar beet, flavored with almond extracts and thickened with gum arabic, alcohol free and without artificial preservatives. It's opaque, milky gray with barley. But I want to know, why is this near dangerous? Doesn't need to be refrigerated after opening. It doesn't tell me why this is dangerous. I'll have to look into that on maybe on the commercial break or something, because it just says
Well, I mean,
hazardous ingredients is potentially hazardous to those with allergy or intolerance.
of what?
Well, it's like beets and it's got other stuff. I'll go back to that. Plus, there's lemon juice in it, cinnamon powder, and Thomas Henry ginger ale. That actually sounds really good.
I'm in.
Rum, ginger ale, lemon juice, cinnamon powder. So you're gonna have to try that for me. And then this Gifford or Geet syrup. If I'm totally not saying that right, I don't think.
Well, I think that should be something for Anthony's show for
Almonds.
Anthony.
Here's why.
Anthony.
Here's why. It's basically an almond syrup.
Oh,
That's basically what it is. So if you have a nut allergy,
got it.
you don't want to.
You don't want to have the
You
wet
don't want to put the
cocktail.
Gifford. No, I would say that if you're have a nut allergy, you may want to skip the Gifford. Skip the Gifford nut in your wet cocktail. I was trying to get there. Look, I didn't know where this was going to lead to. I mean, but
we knew it was be good.
Clearly,
we just didn't know how good.
Exactly. So it sounds yummy.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost like a twist on a cocktail mule, on a
mezcal mule.
Moscow mule.
Moscow mule.
Yeah,
mezcal would
I had
be
cocktail stuck in my head.
Cocktail.
So yeah, so that sounds pretty good. I don't know how we even got into looking that drink up, because I don't remember now. But wet. We were looking up the word wet.
Anyway,
moving right along now.
Last week after Anthony was on the show, then Derek and him were talking about having their own show, and they're like, well, can we drink on the show? I was like, sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're, sit here and have a beer, drink and be on the radio, they've both got the voice for it. Maybe not the face.
But it is radio.
Yeah.
So all right,
it was a joke.
It's March 20th and it is an International Day of Happiness. So cheers to being happy today.
I am happy.
Find find your happy place. I mean, it's way like they literally say to, even if you're in a bad mood, you wake up in a bad mood, which I'm sad for somebody who wakes up in a bad mood, because that means you went to bed typically in a bad mood,
or you had bad dreams.
Or you had bad dreams, sure. But they literally say to, smiling at yourself in the mirror helps, but not just that. It's like literally laughing. Like you start out fake laughing in the mirror. And you can't not laugh. I mean, seriously, you can't not feel good about that. So didn't I share a video with you of the 6 older women who were doing the
no. No.
And so that song, that song, right?
Yeah. And
okay. So they play the beginning of the song. I'm gonna try and pull it up and play it really quick, because it freaking just cracks me up and I can't stop watching it. I think I actually put it on my Facebook page. Anyway, so when they get to those parts, they each have a part in it, and they're supposed to do a different laugh that elevates into the song, to that part of the song. And they get to like the third one, and she can't really, she's like, oh, it's my turn. And so they elbow her, and so she gets into it, but she doesn't really finish it. And so the next one starts going, and she's like, and she just goes into an all-out freaking laugh, and she can't stop. And now they're all laughing. And so there's no way that you can watch this clip, right, this reel, and not laugh your ass off with them.
Right.
And it's just so adorable. So I'll see if I can find it on the break.
So,
and play it.
I have a distinct laugh, and people can hear me from outside of, like, when I'm hanging out at my local place, right?
You know what it is? It's like, the reel where the one you'll have one woman come out and she's clinking wine glasses together and she's like, hoo, 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 right?
And
then
they
the other
start
one
coming.
howls, yeah. She's another one's coming with the bottles of wine and stuff, right? That's you. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm driving. I hear Sarah's laugh.
I heard the call.
Is it the rim? Is it the spice rack or the lumberyard? Let me listen again. So go ahead, yeah.
So they'll hear me calling,
It's a compliment,
they'll
by the
hear me
way.
calling, right? And well then, and they'll come inside and they'll be like, "I heard you. I knew you were here." Well, so, and Brandon Morris, he's a bartender up at the Spice Rack, and whenever I start really rolling,
Love me some Brandon.
he starts going like a machine gun.
So, okay, so I guess it was during the pub crawl, and Kenny was doing a video in the rim
Yeah.
to post up.
Did you hear me?
I freaking hear you laughing. He posts up the reel, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't see her on the video, but she's freaking sitting at the bar somewhere because I can hear you laughing." And he never gets to you in the video, I don't think.
I think he did in one of them, but who knows? So also BMO, Brandon Morris, he posted this meme and it's slightly, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Laughing makes your vagina tighter. So maybe you should stop scrolling past my posts, loosey goosey. And I commented, I said, "Who's making fun of my laugh now?" Hey.
Did Brandon respond to that?
Oh yeah, he thought that was hilarious. He was like, "I thought of you."
All right. Hold on to your panties.
We'll be
back
in 3 minutes.
On this not wet. Well, you know.
Speak for yourself.
Poor Adam.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820. Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
JoCo Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Get up, get up, get up. Welcome back to the second half. JoCo Community Radio is a member of EMG, a radio and podcast collective proudly serving communities like Johnson and Tarrant County. We are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network and our station app. Check out our lineup and more at tuneinjoco.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of our communities. You heard the commercials. Be sure to connect with Todd Hurd and Associates, attorneys at law, and use code JoCo 2024 for 25% off your first order at thetiffy.com. And join the Swipe Nation today and save on your credit card processing at swipenationusa.com, locally owned and operated. Reach out to Tiffany at jo.co at jococommunityradio.com for advertising rates as low as $50 a month.
That's right. That's very good. That was very good. Good job.
Thanks.
Excellent job. Well, welcome back to the second half of JoCo Vibes. Here on JoCo Community Radio, I'm Tiffany, Carlen, Miss Sarah Reeves, a.k.a. Red, a.k.a. the wild caller. I'm trying to get this to play. I have the video. I think I got to turn on the sound.
Wait
a minute.
What are we gonna see? What do we have here, Tiff?
This is the laughing song I was telling you about. Wait, hold on.
This playing through your laptop.
Yeah, hold on. I got to try and get it to. No, hold on. Hang on. Just hold on, because I didn't open it up to the screen. Give me a second.
Here we go. Let's see that one.
I think I got it. I think you got to turn up the. Never mind. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out how to get the sound.
How about this?
No, it should. It should play. Hold on, let me make it bigger too.
They've lost all track.
It's the moments like that. I mean, if I were a participant in that moment, or if I were just there witnessing that, I probably would have peed my pants. I will totally admit that I'm a person that can laugh. I'll laugh so hard I will totally pee my pants. And I'm not ashamed of it, damn it. I'm not. Been doing it since I was a kid.
Okay.
All right.
Fine.
Just wanted to put that out there.
I never did as a kid ever. But I might be a little bit traumatized by tickles.
Yeah, I've been
don't freaking tickle me.
Yeah, no,
I might donkey kick you. It won't be fun.
So we used to so back in the day when we, there was no computers and there was no,
and you had to torture each other,
but we would do just stupid stuff. So we would take a tape recorder and sit on the floor in our bedroom, and we would sing into it, or we would talk into it, or we would take something and plop it into water to make it sound like it was poop, or
vomit, or
all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And then you rewind it, and then you would hold the play button down halfway so you sounded like the Chipmunks. And we were doing stuff like that. This is one of the times where I just totally lost it. And me and my sisters were laughing so hard. I just all out. I think I was in a towel. We had gotten out of the shower or out of the bath or something. And it was a flood on the beautiful green carpet, because our bedroom had green carpet. It was very plush green carpet. And then our wallpaper was flowers. So it looked like a freaking garden in there. It was something special. It was something special. And I peed all over that green carpet as if I was outside on the grass. So, and I remember
I'm sorry, Mom, I was a little too comfortable.
Well, we were little.
Yeah.
I was, when I say little, we were yittle. I was probably 8, between 8 and 10. And that happens. But I've totally, there's a picture of me that no one will ever find because it was done with a camera, like an
Yeah,
actual camera,
right,
and it's printed. And so there's a picture of me, and we had been walking. We were walking back to our hotel room in New Orleans, and I was with my mom and one of my sisters and my boyfriend at the time. This was years ago. And cannot remember for the life of me what made me laugh. But we were racing to the room because I had to pee really, 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 really bad. And something happened. It was most likely something stupid I did or said that made myself laugh. And I could not make it. I did not make it to the room. And then they're snapping pictures of me. Like they're taking pictures of me while I'm standing up
before cell phone cameras.
I'm humped over, laughing
So they had to
hard
put forth a whole lot of effort because they had to get the camera,
Yeah.
wind it,
pretty
turn
sure
on
I
the
was
flash.
pretty sure I was holding a beer or something in my hand, and I was just bent over, and I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe, and then that was just like psh, it was just pushing the pee out. It was just pushing it out. It's bad.
I bet that was a wet Wednesday.
I was probably a weekend, but yeah, that was back when I can't remember if I think I lived here. I wasn't living in Pensacola. I think I was living here, and I don't even know what we were doing, but we went to Pensacola, and so I don't know what we were doing, but we stopped in New Orleans and made a couple of days of it. Took my sister there, never been there before, and and it was good. And I had already been there like off and on because I didn't live that far from there. So yeah, but that was probably a really, really, that was an all out one. And all I was going is, oh my God, please don't let somebody come down this hallway right now. I mean, I had shorts on. I mean, it's just. And then you have 3 kids. And then you really got to,
yeah,
you got to get that laugh on, as Brandon said. Well, I got to find out where Brandon saw this information. Laughing makes your vagina tighter. Is that what it said, or something like that?
I have the meme.
Okay,
it's a meme.
So, okay. So it says laughing makes your vagina tighter. So maybe you should stop scrolling past my post, loosey goosey. That's
he
funny.
Is one funny dude.
He is. They're both funny.
Yeah, they're all
him and Kenny.
Yeah,
they're
I love Kenny.
Favorite bartenders over at the Rim. So
no, Brandon. That's Brandon Liggett. He is funny.
You're
too.
talking about the other Brandon
Morris / BMO.
Calls him BMO. I don't know him.
The other day I twisted my ankle over there, and he helped me, and like I was in so much pain I forgot his nickname, and I was like, Brandon, and he was like, oh. Like, oh, you do hurt.
you have a real name? You have a real name? Oh. All right, let's see what other holidays we get to do today. This is a great day to have some Sammy's Italian Bistro here in Burleson because it's National Ravioli Day. And they make a spectacular ravioli. That's still it's my favorite Italian restaurant around here. And it's BYOB.
They have
no matter what it is that you're drinking.
Lobster ravioli.
Oh. And they have the best authentic Jersey East Coast pizza. So if you're looking for that they're the place to go. And they're from there.
Yeah.
Steve and Benji brothers, they're the owners, and
it doesn't matter how long it's been since I've been there. Like I could have been there 10 years ago and not been in there one day in 10 years, and they both recognize me. And I'm not sure if it's like because I would go in there with my dad or what, but like they always recognize me.
They just treat it.
It just makes me feel like I'm at home.
You know what? If you treat them like family, they treat you like family. Avni's my favorite waiter there, and
yeah,
and Kathy was there. Gosh, she was there for years. I think for a while she was still coming back and working every now and then. I worked there, and my sister Tamara both worked at Sammy's the first year that they were open.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when I moved here to Texas. I mean, I needed a job while I looked for a corporate job. And so, I waited tables before and bartended before. And so, so I worked there. That was 27 27 years ago, almost. I think they've been open for almost 27 or 28. They've been open.
Yeah,
So it was within that first year, and I worked there.
that's awesome.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Oh, I thought I've talked about that before. Yep. So they're one of my favorites, and they're from Jersey, and I mean they're originally from Albania, but
Right.
they're from Jersey. That's where they came from, and they're precious guys, and and they've been great to our family, and in turn we're great to them.
Right.
So I believe in being what's the word, faithful and loyal to people you do business with, or you
Right.
that treat you that way, that treat you like family. And so doing business with anybody who treats you like family is important. So speaking of that, I just want to give a shout out to Alpha and Omega Pest Control here in Burleson. Alpha Omega Pests with a S on the end.com is how you find them out. Tim Davis, he's the owner. They've been in business for, I think it's 28 years, and he treats you like family, and he takes care of my house. He takes care of my office. He takes care of our other office. He
put 17 mouse traps out on those poison boxes
Yeah.
out on our property a couple years ago. Man, we
Get
had
some
an
rats.
infestation, and we definitely got rid of a whole bunch of them. Them things are expensive.
They rock, and Jerry's
when you
been
buy 17.
Jerry's been working for him for years. I mean, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. They're a sponsor for one of our other shows, the County Pulse, with Mayor Chris Fletcher on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. So tune in and hear what's going on across the county. So it's National or International Alien Abduction Day.
Oh my gosh.
Do you believe in aliens? Maybe you will when you are done reading this. Ooh, I think we're gonna have to click on that and read it. I'm buying in. I'm buying. All right. Alien Abduction Day is celebrated on March 20th every year, and although we are not sure how the date was chosen or when it started being celebrated, we know that the Alien Abduction Day Festival in Toronto popularized it in 2008. A substantial number of people claim to have seen and experienced aliens, even though some people do not believe in aliens, and it is frequently dismissed as a joke. People who believe in aliens are the focus of Alien Abduction Day. According to UFO experts, whether or not these allegations are real, they will have a significant influence on the claimants. Yeah. Do you believe aliens exist?
I think that's a lot of empty space out there.
I agree. All right. It's National Proposal Day, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Whether you're planning a giant flash mob or a romantic dinner, it's the day we celebrate proposals in all forms. Okay. I propose that we have a happy day because it's International Happiness Day.
And maybe a wet one.
If you weren't watching the beginning of this show, you may want to rewind so you know where that just came from.
From the beginning.
It's also Feast of St. Joseph Day.
What is that?
Okay, that is, it's observed again on March 20th. This is an annual celebration in honor of St. Joseph, who was the legal guardian of Jesus Christ and was venerated by the Catholic Church as a patron saint of workers. Lutherans celebrate this day in admiration of his work and put up altars outside their homes with food items. Tisk, 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 tisk. Yeah. So, yeah.
Interesting.
The holiday is traditionally celebrated by Christians worldwide in different ways. However, some people from other faiths have adopted the celebration as well. So happy St. Joseph Feast Day. Yeah. You got something?
I just was remembering the Taste of Cleburne happening 23rd this Saturday.
28th. No, 23rd?
23rd.
23rd, you're right. I'm sorry. I have something else going on the 28th. Just mixing it all together. But yeah.
And I know it's about to be golf tournament season. So
we got a ton coming up.
I just want to put that out there, guys. If you need a fourth, I'm really great at keeping it in the green or in the fairway.
If you need a third and a fourth.
Yeah.
I'm straight up the fairway.
I'm always I always know, I don't know where my ball went, but when I drive down the fairway, it's in the fairway.
I will say that the last 4-man scramble I played in, I hit a 50-foot putt.
Damn.
And it was, I was
glorious.
Like, tell me somebody saw that. Tell me you all saw it. They all saw it. I was like, it's like, I don't care if I lose now.
Yeah.
Give me the jackass
Yeah,
trophy.
it's fine.
It doesn't matter. I just sunk a 50-foot putt.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. So yeah, I'm down with that. And there's a 5K run coming up too for Crazy 8 Ministries. I'm going to tell you about
I think
that
they
here in
just
just
had
a
it.
second. Really? No, I just got another.
Yeah,
I s-
Savion just ran in it.
Did she? Okay, so I
It's
was
a
looking at an
boy.
old email.
Yeah.
I know that their golf tournament should be coming up too, but we'll start out a
This-
calendar tomorrow of
Yeah.
everything that's coming up to raise money for all of our local nonprofit organizations and fun stuff. And you know, some of those are well, my favorite one won't happen until the fall, but
The one for
Centennial High School for their baseball team.
oh,
They put on the best one in my humble opinion. It is so fun because there's so many different things to do throughout, like from hole to hole. Like there's crazy clubs and
events
yeah,
and
there's just different things to play.
those do they have the super long
Yes.
driver or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the longest driver in the world or something like
that
that.
and then there's the one you get down and you're on your knees and you look like a midget. I mean, a small person. Mini. I just read somewhere that they were talking about midget tossing, and they've changed the name to mini person
Oh gosh.
tossing. So
I think they just had midget wrestling up at Rhinestone the other night.
So that's what I'm saying. There was like somewhere like that posted something like that, and somebody commented said they've changed that to mini
God.
person tossing. So I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I also don't think that they're offended by it, because if you're participating in it, they're making money off of themselves, and
Right.
good for you.
Right.
I am who I am. It's like going and watching, sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're not small people. They're
sumo size.
Right.
I remember when my sister was giving birth to Brayden. She's laying in that hospital bed, and I was like, "Oh my God, you look like a sumo wrestler." Her face was so swollen and puffy, she could hardly open her eyes. I was like,
do we have pictures of this?
There's got to be somewhere.
We won't do that to you, sister. We will not do that to you, sister.
It was funny though.
So are you gonna head out to the Taste of Cleburne this weekend?
If I'm not out in my work truck, I just might do that.
Taste of Cleburne, it's Taste of Cleburne, right? Yeah. That's happening this Saturday from 4 to 8 p.m. Making sure I was grabbing the right thing. So
a lot
it's
of
the
people
annual
in town have crawfish going on right now. It's crawfish season.
Yep. So this started in 2021, and they welcomed 100 plus passengers along the Flavor Express that year.
Flavor Express.
I'm gonna tell you what, I just like that. I like
Yeah.
clever marketing, and that's just that's some good clever marketing right there. I dig it.
All
I
I can
do.
hear in my head right now is Baby Einstein going on a trip on our famous rocket ship. Oh, not Baby Einstein, Little Einstein.
I've done really well to forget those songs. The only one I'll never be able to get rid of the Caillou song.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
There you go. Is it just
He's banned. Yeah, he's toxic.
What?
Caillou?
I love that show.
All he does is whine.
But he gets it done. You can whine through it. He whines through it, and he learns a lesson at the end of each one. I'm Caillou.
Yeah, but then your kid starts whining because they start talking like Caillou. Kind of like Peppa Pig thing. All these kids started having British
my kids
accents.
my kids were beyond. Thank
At
God.
least didn't watch Peppa Pig, and we didn't watch Caillou. I was like, no.
There was no Peppa Pig in my house. That was not happening. That didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
He wasn't into it. Honestly, Maximus was watching, I had to go buy every old Western movie you could possibly find, because he became very infatuated with the movie Cowboys with John Wayne. You know which one I'm talking about?
Love John Wayne.
So, but do you know which one that is with all the boys?
Collection.
And he gets killed, and he ends up getting killed. If I'm ruining this for anybody, I'm so sorry. So if you haven't seen this movie yet,
It's the only one he gets killed in, right?
I don't know if it's the only one he gets killed in, but I mean, so we ended up buying all of these DVDs so that we always had a John Wayne movie to put on for him.
My favorite is
'Cause he was-
McClintock.
McClintock's your favorite. I have to say, I like that one, but Cowboys is definitely it's on my top list for him. And then, excuse me, we travel quite frequently back and forth to Minnesota, and so we would stop in Iowa. Is typically a stopping point.
Did you just say Iowa?
Iowa. Idiots out
Iowa.
wandering around.
Iowa.
Iowa. Iowa.
No, you said Iowa.
No, Iowa.
The way you say it though is Iowa.
Whatever. Iowa.
It's just I've never heard that before like that.
Well,
Is
now I'm
that
gonna have to
part of
pay
your
attention
accent?
anytime I say it.
Iowa.
Is that some of my New Jersey
I
says that like
guess.
that? All right, now I have to pay attention. I ever noticed. But
Iowa.
you know what it stands for? Idiots out wandering around.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Just the ones that say
have
Iowa.
you been there? I'm from Jersey. I'm not from Iowa. Anyway, so John Wayne is from Wintercrest. Wait, is it Wintercrest? Yeah. Iowa. And now you got me conscious about now you got me so self-conscious about it. I don't know how I really say it.
Iowa.
Damn.
Iowa.
Anyway, it's a really cool little town. And I suggest if you're ever driving in that direction, you know, that you stop.
You just happen to be in middle of America in Iowa.
Well, it's Wintercrest, and if you're in an RV, they've got some couple great little campgrounds there.
I'm sure
But it's a beautiful. It is a beautiful drive. There's a ton of covered bridges, historical covered bridges there that you can see. There's a John Wayne Museum. You can,
there's a John Wayne Museum in the stockyards.
Yep. You can go into the home he was born in. And it's a tiny little house. So cute. But they
Tiny
just
little house for a very large man.
But it's a beautiful, I mean, it really is such a beautiful town in Iowa.
No, you
Iowa.
Iowa. Now you're just changing the order.
I'm just trying to
Iowa.
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 Iowa. Iowa. Iowa.
Okay.
I was just going all out, giving you some Long Island with it. So yeah. So anyway, so that's how we just totally squirreled over to
What were we talking
Wintercrest,
about?
Iowa. We were talking about our kids and the stupid parent, shows that we got.
Because we were talking
The
about
Backyardigans song.
Express,
The
and I was
Backyardigans
thinking
song was
about-
also stuck in my head for a long time too. But I like that song.
I don't know that one at all.
Backyard friends, the Backyardigans.
Oh, God.
They
At
say
least
something
didn't
else
watch
in there.
that either.
I liked that show. It was cute.
We didn't have
Yeah.
that. Mm-mm.
They were good friends.
We had DVDs of like all the episodes of Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that.
Thank God, no.
But it was quiet and calm.
I
And
read the
then that,
books. I
and
read
we
the
had-
books to them.
We had Little Einstein and we had Curious George.
Oh, Curious George. He loved to watch Curious George. So
We-
did Maverick.
Yeah, Elise loved Curious George. That was her favorite.
That was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
That was. What was your go-to show when you were a kid?
Gosh.
And you're looking at, 3 to 4-year-old or 3 to 5-year-old range. Or
Well,
3 to 6,
during
really.
that time, we might not have had a television because
Oh, you
there
weren't-
were seasons that my dad would get mad at the TV and throw it out or call and cancel the newspaper. And
Were we talking about
and
this
then
yesterday?
yes, and then he'd be mad. He'd go outside looking for the newspaper, couldn't find the newspaper, and then he'd call and be pissed off and yell at the newspaper company. Where's my newspaper? Well, sir, you canceled us
Again. We're only let you do this so many times.
No, they just let you keep doing
We
it.
totally canceled the Fort Worth Star Telegram, and Todd loves to read the paper on Sunday. We would just get the Sunday paper. But it was like so inconsistent. And you back in the day when I delivered newspapers, when I was, I think I started at 10 years old, in the neighborhood, you had my phone number, and if they couldn't find your paper,
they were calling
they
you.
were calling
Where's
you.
my newspaper?
Today you can't call somebody.
Yeah.
And go, hey, you skipped my house, you bastard. That is an angry thing that people get mad when their paper doesn't come. So excuse my French, but Yeah, anyway. So, all right. Well, stay tuned. We got more shows coming up today. So be sure to check out our lineup at tuneinjoco.com. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning. So
Thankful Thursday.
yeah, it's happiness, International Happy Day. Go
have a wet one.
Hey, go be happy and make somebody else happy in turn, right? You can do that by, I'm not going to say it, but have an amazing day. God bless and be kind. Sarah.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith